Welcome in Bollywood वाली बाई. Stay tuned by subscribing the channel. मेधा पाटकर भारत की प्रसिद्ध समाज सेविका के रूप में जानी जाती हैं. उन्हें नर्मदा घाटी की आवाज के रूप में पूरी दुनिया में जाना जाता है. गांधीवादी विचारधारा से प्रभावित मेधा पाटकर ने सरदार सरोवर परियोजना से प्रभावित होने वाले लगभग 37,000 गांवों के लोगों को अधिकार दिलाने की लड़ाई लड़ी है. उन्होंने महेश्वर बांध के विस्थापितों के आंदोलन का भी नेतृत्व किया. अरुंधति रॉय जैसी लेखिका उनकी निकट सहयोगी रही हैं. जीवन परिचय. मेधा पाटकर का जन्म 1 दिसंबर 1954 में मुंबई के एक मध्यवर्गीय परिवार में हुआ था. परिवार में पिता स्वतंत्रता संग्राम सेनानी श्री वसंत खानोलकर और मां सामाजिक कार्यकर्ता इंदु खानोलकर, जो महिलाओं के शैक्षिकी, आर्थिक और स्वास्थ्य के विकास के लिए काम करती थी, कि इस बेटी की परवरिश मुंबई के सामाजिक, राजनीतिक परिवेश में हुई. माता पिता की प्रेरणा से वह उपेक्षितों की आवाज बनी. समाज सेवा. शुरू से ही सामाजिक कार्य में रुचि के कारण मेधा टाटा इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ सोशल साइंस, मुंबई से 1976 में समाज सेवा की मास्टर डिग्री हासिल की. तत्पश्चात 5 साल तक मुंबई और गुजरात की कुछ स्वयंसेवी संस्थाओं के साथ जुड़कर काम करना शुरू किया. साथ ही टाटा इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ सोशल साइंस में स्नातकोत्तर विद्यार्थियों को पढ़ाने लगी. 3 साल 1977-1979 तक उन्होंने इस संस्थान में अध्यापन का काम किया. विद्यार्थियों को
आदिवासी को ये रे हमको आदिवासी को ये हम बड़ा मेरे नारा हम आदिवासी हम बड़ा मेरे नारा हम आदिवासी आदिवासी को ये रे हमको आदिवासी को ये हम बड़ा मेरे नारा हम आदिवासी.
You see, development is a concept that can be interpreted and defined in different ways. And if it is the change that is desirable, desirable to whom is a question. And what is the framework of values and principles in which you would say it is desirable? And this is crux of the development paradigm. Everywhere you find that the communities living on the natural resources are deprived of those because those are acquired or transferred or taken over following the principle of accumulation and development of the certain elite sections of the society more than the others. Others are thrown the breadcrumbs too, no doubt, but it basically destitutionalizes the communities living on the land, water, forest, even minerals. So when we looked at the Sardar Sarovar project, we realized that the social and environmental aspects were totally ignored. Hydropower is considered to be clean and cheap, but that's not true. Only because the social and environmental costs are not taken into consideration. Those appear to be cheap, but the real cost that is paid is of the rivers themselves and also the groundwater reservoir. Also, the waters will not even fulfill the basic needs of the people in the beneficiary state and region. We got the dam stalled through the Supreme Court order for first 4 years till 1999 and then again for 8 years since 2006, when the court got a commitment from the Prime Minister of India saying they would not carry out even an inch of the dam height raising work till the rehabilitation is fully and fairly completed. In spite of all this, there are 45,000 families being in the submergence area. The governments concerned are ignoring it and misleading the courts. They are now claiming that the balance is zero, while even those thousands of families are still in the submergence area. The waters had reached their doorstep. The whole paraphernalia of authorities have failed to ensure compliance and also protection of human and legal rights, constitutional right to life, which the right to rehabilitation is a part of. So the dam construction is completed illegally and against the laws and directives of the Apex Court, and the gates are also erected. Now the only thing that remains is closing down the gates. They are already announcing that they would do it by June, so we really await the final stage of our struggle. Everything would go under waters with the life and livelihood. I feel exhausted many times because the undemocratic development planning is challenging. It is anti-constitutional and against the human rights. The whole politico-economic aspects and the system is such that you cannot easily win this kind of a war within the country. So looking at everything, you know, personally I feel that we have done whatever we could and we will continue to do it. We cannot leave it. When we stood in the waters rising around us, we were proud of the fact that myself or the other activists were never left alone. Even during fasts, it was always with a group of Adivasi women, you know, even the children playing their own role, that we could fight these battles with spirit and commitment. And that gave us a lot of inspiration and strength. People generally feel activists inspire, but it's the other way around.
शुभम के हाथ नहीं जावांगा नहीं